So we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching the press conference. Yes, I do need to apologise before I start this Facebook Live. First of all, I would like to say to you all that the reason that I was late, I was 8 minutes late to be precise, the reason that I was late is because of the fact that I was having a massive shit. It was a Klingon, it would not leave, and also I was fixing the electrics in Downing Street, hence my hair is all over the place. I was fixing the electrics, and the reason I had to fix the electrics is because of the fact that the people in Downing Street, the electrician there is a lazy twat. So that is the reason I am late. Thank you so much for your comments, Zena Pickering. Yes, hello, Boris is a groomster. Yes. Well, I don't know how he can call me a groomster, if I'm honest with you, because I am literally somebody who has been stressed to fuck, and these arsehole bloody these people who decide to have a go at me. So Chris Adamson, Bozza, why so long for the indoor pubs? You're killing us here. Yes, I completely get what you're saying. However, Chris, do not worry, because Rishi Sunak has got even more money to give to us all. And if you want to know where Rishi is getting the money from, I would suggest that you do your research. If you Google it and get online and get some more research done, you will realise that Rishi has been, in the time of COVID, I did suggest that he did become a drug dealer and made very, very good connections with Mexico. He is literally bringing a shitload of money in, which we can afford to spend. We can afford to spend. For this period of time, we have made drug trafficking legal just so we can get the economy back to where it should be. So that is where Rishi is getting all the money, and we will get pubs open. I believe it says in April we will have outdoor pubs. You can sit outdoors. We will have the weather, and I rest assured, I will, as soon as that day comes, I will be having about 1,000 Jaeger bombs, and I will be getting smashed out of my face with a lot of you. Thank you so much. What about, thank you so much, LJ Smith. What about paying a £5 a pint? Will it be reduced? Well, I cannot speak on behalf of a lot of landlords. However, if there is a lot of beer left in the pump from the time that I previously closed down, I can imagine if I was a landlord, I would say, right, everybody, get into my pub. Everyone get rid of this barrel. Let's get absolutely steaming drunk for free, and then we can get steaming. The more drunk you are, the more money you will spend. The more drunk that you get, I will up the price even more in order for you for me to make my money back at a pub, and that is great advice for landlords. Boris asking for a friend. You can get people back to day drinking in bus stops again. When can you get people to day drinking in bus stops? Well, that is a very, very good question. And I've got to say, bus stops are places that are very, very important in society. And you see a lot of characters in bus stops. I've been to Glasgow a number of times, and I have seen a lot of people there, very, very jolly people, sat there with their cans of special brew, getting absolutely inebriated at a bus stop. And I've got to say, what it does is it brightens people's days. When I see a man with a can of special brew in his hand and literally shouting at pigeons and shouting at everything else that is in his way. And I've got to say, it's not particularly nice when you see him scaring children. However, sometimes those little shits deserve it, and I think it's fucking hilarious. So, there we go. I'm not sure when that will happen again. However, I think it may happen during lockdown. But like I say, I turn a blind eye to it, and it is something that is I think does keep our country going, and the UK for that matter going. Vivelis, there is new hope. Yes, I believe there is new hope. And like I say, the vaccine is getting rolled out. I did speak with Chris Whitty, and I did say make sure the people who are rejecting the vaccines, by the way, are people who actually did find out that we mistakenly put smack in there instead of the COVID vaccine. So I can imagine if I was an old age pensioner and someone says to me, take this vaccine, I would say, absolutely not. Seeing what it's done to Marion, she is smacked off her tits, and then realising that they've obviously put the wrong drugs into the needle and they are absolutely smashed out of their head in the home. And it clearly wasn't a COVID jab. It was a heroin jab. So that is the answer to that one. Will there be a furlough scheme for people in Bora to supplement their Palmo needs? Well, I've got to say, John, that's a very, very good question. I have once tried a Palmo. It was incredible. It was incredible, and I've got to say, it was. I would actually speak with the Chancellor and to make sure that we get more funding into Palmo shops, because I understand that it's a very traditional Bora thing to have a Palmo like it is in Hartlepool. However, I really do want to put some funding into Palmos, because I really think they should be nationwide. In fact, they should be worldwide. I really do not think they should just be in Bora or Hartlepool or anywhere else. But I do think that we need to have Palmos right across the country. It's a fantastic brand of food and they are absolutely delicious. Chris Adamson, are you jealous of Chris Whitty becoming a poster boy for young lasses other than you? Well, I've got to say, Chris, the reason Chris Whitty is a poster boy is because I've not been able to go to the hairdressers. As we all know, I am a huge sex symbol. Women drip over me like a knackered fridge, and normally they do. But I mean, obviously, with the beginning of the press conference when I was late because I needed a massive shit, and not only that, I tried to fix the electrics in Downing Street as well. So my hair is literally just getting back to normal. And a lot of people were saying that I look like that guy from Back to the Future years ago. So there we go. When will I be able to go again? I really do not understand what the question is. I mean, if you could elaborate on that, that would be so fantastic. Louise, when will I be able to go again? It could be anywhere. Where would you like to go, Louise? I would really love to know. Can you give me the name of your hairdresser, please? Well, my old hairdresser ended up being seriously ill. They would not cut my hair anymore. My new hairdresser is myself, and I've got to say, I did make an attempt earlier. However, I've had to really sweep it over today because I don't know whether you saw in the press conference, I had curtains that looked like the worst neck curtains anyone has ever seen. You could see my little baldy patch there. And I've got to say, if it was even further back, I would have looked like Hulk Hogan. You know something, brother. Yes, I would have looked like that. So, Michaela Coote, I did try and disguise myself as Boris. However, the question comes again, can I sit on your face? Well, I've got to say, it's a very, very good question. And have you got... can I sit on your face and have you got any crisps? I've got to say, that does sound like a night out in Hartlepool. It really does. I mean, chat-up lines like that are variously up and down the country. However, when you say things like that to people, I would probably think again with how you use your vocabulary. You have a reputation of coming late for everything, aside from when your last is involved. Hang on, let me just read the whole question. What do you make of these? Oh shit, I can't read the whole bloody thing. Well, that is true. That is true, and that is the reason I've got my little boy Wilfred, and I've got to say it was the best mistake I've ever made. However, it couldn't have come at a worse time. You know, having a child when the whole country is just completely. I'm not going to lie. I really cannot wait for all of this. I'm going to come live, and I am going to neck 10 Jägermeisters. for you all. I was meant to say, when can I go to Mallorca again? Oh, right, okay. Sorry, when can I go again? When can I go to Mallorca again? That is a very good question. We will need to chat with our friends over in Spain. And hopefully, if everything runs smoothly, once our vaccines are rolled out, we can get ourselves out there, get on the sun lounger, get off our faces on whatever you want to take. However, I think that's more for Ibiza as opposed to Mallorca. So that is a very valid question. I know what you're saying, Louise. As opposed to getting smashed in somebody's kitchen on a weekend, you would rather be in the sun, in the sea, getting absolutely gazeboed or smashed, or there are loads of words that we could use for that. I love you, Bozdan. Thank you for lighting that. Oh yes, thank you so much, LJ Smith. Yes, thank you so much, Melissa Ward. Thank you for the laughing faces. I know my hair is not at its best today. Will you be at the barbers when they reopen? Well, what I need to understand, what we all need to understand is, I can still work with messy hair, we saw that, and I think it's very, very important that we get people who are more vulnerable than me with regards to needing a haircut, which I've got to say, I've seen a lot. In these times when it's winter, I see a lot of people wearing a hat, but when it comes to me, with this hairstyle, everyone knows that my hair is an absolute mess. So therefore, I think it's very important that I let other people stand in the queue ahead of me in order for them to get the right treatment that they need. Yes. How much wood does a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? You see, there we go. You tried a tongue taster, tongue twister on me there, Chris Adamson, very, very good. Boris looks like Vosel Gummidge. Yes, well, I've got to say, I do look like I've lots of cups of tea and lots of cake as well. So that does make sense. Do you like toffee apples? I mean, that's a very random question. However, I do love toffee apples. The toffee bit, I think, is absolutely delightful until you get into the fruit, and then I think this is shit because it's healthy for me. So my answer to you is I like the outside, but the inside is far too healthy. Do we have any more questions before I go? Will you be in the nightclub going Gangnam Style with Chris Whitty when they open? Well, I've got to say that is a very bloody good thing. I didn't plan on that. However, thank you so much for that, Jordan. I will be getting in touch with Chris after you've made that suggestion, Jordan. And I've got to say, me and him, we won't just be doing Gangnam Style, but we will be doing Oops Upside Your Head until our legs are aching like fuck, to the point where I'm thinking, will you hurry up with this song? I can't wait for the buffet. So yes, that is, can I go, Nikki Christina, can I go to Greece in May? Bozza, well, I've got to say, Greece is somewhere that I'm not too sure about right now. What I can tell you is our vaccines are going out, and like I said about the older people not taking the vaccine, they thought it was heroin. Well, it was heroin. It turned out that Marion was in the corner of the old people's home, smacked off her tits. Hence the reason a lot of other people would not take the vaccine. That is the reason there wasn't the right content in the needle. That's what it was. But when we roll out the vaccine, there will be lots more people going abroad. There will be lots more people doing whatever they need to do. So, how's the wife coping, not being able to go and do retail therapy? Well, I've got to say, very, very good point. A very good point. I need to look at that, see if that was Louise Lulu Bell Griffiths. Very, very good point. She is still, using the shit out of my credit card while I'm working. She's a bastard for that, but obviously we cannot split up. We're both locked in. I mean, if I change the rules, I can't do that at the moment. But I've got to say, it's driving me mad. We're both driving each other mad. And when she does drive me mad, I'm like, for fuck's sake, there is my credit card. Buy yourself some shoes and shut the fuck up, because I really cannot deal with this. I'm running a country. I've got to say, I'm seeing light at the end of the tunnel, and things are getting much, much better. They really are. They really are. Thank you for the laughsters, Melissa Ward. That's very, very nice of you. If anybody else has got any more questions, that will be fantastic. I've got to say, I'm having a rather good time answering all of your questions, especially when it comes to reality. And I've got to say, thank you for asking, everybody. Since I had COVID all those months ago, I am feeling much better than I clearly was when I did have COVID. So I think that's a very, very valid thing to say. And I know everybody is very concerned and thinking about me in that sense, apart from the lady who said that she wants to sit on my face. Well, that is another example of me being the sexiest man in Britain. So is there anybody else who's got any more questions? What are you doing for Scotland? Well, if Nicola Sturgeon lets me get a word in, I will speak with her, and we will try and make everything go as planned, as it should be. Who'd win in a fight, Keir Starmer or Chris Whitty? I've got to say that's a bloody good one, because I think Chris Whitty has the slim build, and I think he's got the movement, whereas I think Keir Starmer would get in there, he would try and go in for the clinch, and I think he would probably try and suplex him, because, let's face it, Chris Whitty is light as fuck. However, Chris Whitty is very, very good with medicine. He will just pump himself full of fucking steroids and go, right, and eventually go from the skinny little bald man to an absolute fucking roidhead that you would not want to go anywhere near. And I think Starmer would actually shit himself. I think that's what would happen. So I actually going with, as long as USADA are not involved with drug testing, I do believe that Chris Whitty would win that fight, as long as he is allowed to use steroids. Yes, and I've got to say, I bet he would get some good stuff as well. Very, very good stuff. I mean, you could pay him in cash for it too, and I reckon he would get you the best of the best. Yes, definitely. Do we have any more questions before I go? Because I'm very, very losing my voice. I'm not going to lie. It's hard to keep up this voice when it's not you. So I will take one more question before I go, and then we will. I've got to say, today was a very good day. I feel like very, very positive with what is happening. Who'd win a jelly wrestling match, Nicola Sturgeon or Priti Patel? Johnny Vegas for PM. I actually agree. Me and Johnny have been talking, Jamesy, about whether he would be Prime Minister after this, and I will be speaking to him about his policies, and I'd love him to take over. He's a great bloke. I love Johnny Vegas. Who would win a jelly wrestling match, Nicola Sturgeon or Priti Patel? I would say Nicola Sturgeon has the headbutt that she uses, and Priti Patel has got that harshness. She's got those cat claws that go out there, which I think if it was a jelly match, I think the claws would scratch Nicola when she goes in for the headbutt. So that is the outcome of that. The winner would definitely be Priti Patel. So hair loss is apparently a long-term symptom of COVID. How would you react to this, having COVID? Well, I've got to say, what I would say to that, Jordan, is go to if you are suffering from this, go to a place called Smithies. They are a fancy dress shop. They do the best wigs for about £7. You put it on, nobody knows any difference. So that is a very, very good tip for you to use and go out there with. So I'm going to leave you now, because I'm not going to lie, I am sweating like Bill Gates at a conspiracy convention. So I am going to have to leave you all now. Thank you so much for go and have a whiskey, Boris. Yes, thank you so much, Louise. I will be having more than a whiskey when this is all over. We will get absolutely kitchen sesh at Downing Street. That's what I would say to everybody. A kitchen sesh at Downing Street. And Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to go. Thank you once again, Louise. Thank you to the lady who asked if she could sit on my face, and everybody else who has given me really good, valid questions. Thank you so much, and see you all later on. Thank you. Yes, da.